Hey, what's up, guys? It's Foster from English no Cru. As you probably know, we are taking a quick break from recording new episodes of English no Cru Haju because we are focusing all of our time and energy on Sound School. Sound School is our pronunciation and conversation course. It is a conversation masterclass. If you like this show and you are serious about taking your English to the next level, Sound School is the place to be. Because we work personally with each one of our students, we can only accept a limited number of students at a time. So if you're interested in really speaking more confidently, improving your accent, understanding native speakers, and all of that other cool stuff, go to inglesnocru.com to start working personally with me and Alexia. Okay, we will get on with the show after a quick word from our sponsors. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Foster from English no Cru. So let me tell you a quick story. I have been teaching English for almost 10 years. Actually, I think just a little more than 10 years now. And the number one excuse 90% of my students all say the reason that they do not speak English fluently is because they do not have enough opportunities to talk to native speakers. Well, guess what? That is not a good excuse anymore. With new technologies like the internet, you can talk to native speakers whenever you want, wherever you want. And the best way to do that is with Cambly. Cambly 24/7 live classes. At the click of a button, you have hundreds and hundreds of English teachers at your disposal. It's awesome. Check it out. Cambly.com. Download the app. Do whatever. Use the promo code English no Cru to get your first class for free. Okay, on with the show. Oi, fala aí pessoal, bom dia. Você está escutando o Inglês no Rádio. I am your host, Foster Hodge. This is your daily dose of English. Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you? How are you, Alexia?
Not that good.
Yeah, so do you want to explain what happened or do you want me to?
Okay, I'll try. We went to Festa de Alandral. It's a big party here this weekend. And then I was eating hot dog in the middle of the eating.
I would say while I was eating the hot dog.
While I was eating hot dog,
The hot dog.
the hot dog, I bitten.
I bit my tongue.
I bit my tongue, but it's not like, oh my God, I bit my tongue. No, it's really hurting and I am taking some medicine as well. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, you guys should have seen Alexia devouring that hot dog. And really, it is a pretty nasty bite out of your tongue.
Yeah. So I am talking like this today and maybe for the next episodes, but I am okay. I'm fine.
Yeah. So, because Alexia is suffering a little bit, it is a great opportunity for me to teach, for me to talk, for me to do what I love doing most. So, Alexia, are you ready for a real live English class?
Yes.
So normally English no Kurohaju is just kind of an informal conversation. And this episode will still be very informal. I'm sure we will make a lot of stupid jokes, but it will be a little bit more of a real class. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're talking about the T sound.
The T sound. Is it the silent T?
Ooh, so Alexia's good. So Alexia has already, obviously, she studied with me. She studied in sound school. So she knows what a silent T is. But I imagine most of our students do not. Alexia, can you try to think of an example of a word that has the T sound?
Um fountain.
Okay.
But
That's
but it's a silent T, but I am making the sound.
Yeah, that is actually what I call a stop T. So most of the time, I would not say fountain. That sounds very like I'm articulating and trying to speak very slowly. I would say fountain.
I know. Christmas.
Christmas is a totally silent. That's just the T does not exist there. So you are getting ahead of yourself, Alexia. You know too much. You're too good of a student. So let's think about something more simple. The traditional T is what we call the true T in English, or at least that's what I call it, the true T. So this normally occurs at the beginning of words. So for example, time. Can you say that for me?
Time.
What about totally?
Totally.
Yeah. Timid?
Huh?
Timid?
Timid.
Yeah. So when we're saying these words like time, Tom, tan, we're making a true T sound. So a t, t, t. Do that with me. T,
Oh my god.
t.
It hurts. It hurts so bad.
Okay. But this is the normal T sound that people think about. Most of my students only imagine that there's one T in English, but depending on how you measure it, there are actually 4 or 5 different T sounds in English. It's crazy. So, in this episode and probably the next episode, we're going to explain all of them. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with the true T. First, it normally occurs at the beginning of words, just like we said time, Tom, timid, etc. So, one thing to realize is that this sound is actually quite different from the traditional T sound in Portuguese. So, if you say todos, né? Fala isso.
Todos.
Todos. É.
Yes.
Você está falando todos, né? So, in English, to produce the true T sound, we're using the tip of our tongue. That means the little part, and I'm pointing to the part of my tongue, but the very front part of your tongue is touching the top of your mouth. In Portuguese, you actually use what we call the blade of your tongue. So you're not saying todos. So when you hear gringos say like todos os dias,
It's because they are trying to make the same sound as in English.
yeah, because they're using the tip of their tongue, right? When I say
Right.
tip, it's just the,
A pontinha.
yeah, a pontinha da linguinha está tocando o céu da boca, né? So, as always, there are a lot of exceptions. So, one of the easiest exceptions to memorize, I try to make it simple because I'm not really a huge fan of rules, is when we have the TR. So, can you think of an example of a word with TR?
True.
True. Okay. And you really want to round your lips and say true.
True.
Yeah, perfect. So, true, that is like a CH sound. Honestly, in English, we should write true with a CH. It would make a lot more sense. So, another example could be
Tree.
tree. Exactly. So, you're saying ch, just like Tiago. So, you're not saying tri, you're saying tree.
Tree.
Yeah. So, it is totally not a T when we have a TR. That is something we discuss extensively in sound school. The TR is totally separate from the T. Okay? And apart from the beginning of the words, when you normally see the true T, you also see it in the middle of words when there is a stress. So I know that sounds a little complicated, but it almost always happens naturally. So, for example, think about we just started the month of
September.
exactly September. So that is a true T. Sept. I'm really aspirating, which means I'm breathing air out of my mouth and going t, making that pop sound. September, October, t.
think about the months of the years. A month. No. It's
Month is a
TH.
TH, which is a whole nother thing. We have a lot of episodes on that we just released this week. So, normally the true T occurs at the beginning of words, but sometimes it occurs in the middle of words when we have stress. Are we cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so the crazy thing is the true T, the traditional T that most people think about when we're thinking about a T, is probably the least common T sound in English. We really don't use it that much in normal conversation. The second T sound I want to talk about is the flap T. Do you know what that is, Alexia?
I don't know if I know. Maybe I know, but I don't know that I know.
What do you
know?
mean?
Okay, you guys, did you hear this? This is Foster in the middle of the podcast. He really needed to go to the bathroom. to pee.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message. I love you. Now, back to our show.
Okay, we are back. Guess who's back?
Back again.
Talking about the flap T. Okay,
Say
Alexia.
it is back.
Like I said, the true T is not that common. A much more common sound in English is the flap T. Alexia was very ambiguous if she knows what that means or what that doesn't mean. So, the flap T, you really do not want to think about it as a T sound. Remember, we're talking about sounds, not letters on a written piece of paper, but we're talking about the sounds. So it's much easier for Brazilians to think about this as an R sound, like an R in the middle of a word. For example, para.
Okay.
I know a lot of times Brazilians say pra, same thing, but if you say para, puru, piri.
Para, piri, puru, puru.
Exactly. So when you're doing that, your tongue is just touching the top of your mouth really, really fast, and it's just a quick little tap.
Yeah. Para, piri, poro, puro.
Yeah, so say puro.
Puro.
Perfect. Now, for example, say the word gotta.
Gotta?
Yeah.
I gotta get going. Huh.
Exactly. So the flap T occurs a lot with contractions, like I got a lotta.
I got a lot of.
Yeah, so this is a difficult sound for when Americans are learning Portuguese or Spanish. They want to think about the R as like an American R, so they say like eu vou para a praia. So I remember my Spanish teacher just remembered the phrase got a lot of butter.
Got a lot of butter.
Exactly. So if you say that really fast, got a lot of butter.
Got a lot of butter.
That is the flap T. That is much more similar to a Portuguese R, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's practice this with some words. Alexia, I will say a word in Portuguese and I want you to say it in English, okay?
Okay.
Cidade.
City.
Exactly. So what did you say?
City.
Yeah, you did not say city.
City.
Yeah, if you say, oh, it's a very beautiful city.
City would be British.
Yeah, I don't even know if that would be British, but for an American speaker and most English speakers, that sounds very strange.
City.
Yeah, if I talked to one of my friends and I said, hey, I'm visiting your city today, they would think like, oh, it's Foster. Is he okay? What's wrong with him? And another example, when I said a beautiful city.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Say that one more time.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Exactly. So you're not saying beautiful.
Essa é a diferença. Beautiful e beautiful. Beautiful.
Exactly. 99.9% of all English speakers will say beautiful. Beautiful. So that is, again, the flap T. Can you say political?
Political.
Perfect. So I'm not saying political.
Political.
I'm saying political. Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. I didn't know that I know that I...
You didn't know that you knew.
I didn't know that I knew what a flap T was.
Yeah.
Is.
Yeah. Was or is, still is, will always be, at least for the near future. So it is a very good thing to realize. Let's try with one more phrase that I know a lot of people struggle with. Can you say the phrase Little Italy?
What? Sorry, que?
Little Italy.
Eu entendi. Literally.
Or literally.
Literally.
Good. So Little Italy is a famous Italian neighborhood in New York.
And a lot of other places as well.
Yeah. So let's just start with the word Italy.
Italy.
One more time. Italy.
Italy.
Yeah. So think about your Portuguese R. Italy.
Italy.
Okay, pretty good. Now say the word little.
Little.
Yeah, so I'm not saying little Italy. That sounds so strange. I'm saying little Italy.
Little Italy.
So this is especially difficult because we also have the I sound, which is really hard. We recorded an episode about the difference between the I and the E sounds. I think it's episode number 65. If you want to check that out.
I still have a lot of problems with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little Italy.
Yeah. Just keep saying that in front of the mirror for hours and hours, and your English will improve drastically. One more example of where we often see the flap T in English is when you have an R before the T. Does that make sense?
An R before the T. I don't know.
So, for example, yesterday we cleaned our house, right?
Mm-hmm.
So before we cleaned our house was very...
Dirty.
Exactly. You did not say dirty. Dirty.
Dirty.
Yeah, so much more of a Portuguese R or an American D sound. Dirty.
Dirty.
Yeah. You can also say... Fala para mim a palavra festa.
Party.
Perfect.
Party.
Yeah, party like it's 1999. I'm not saying party, party.
Partido político is also party, right?
Yes, you can say a political party. Ooh, that's a good phrase.
Uh-huh.
Nice, a good phrase to train. Political party.
Yeah, we need that. Political party.
Oh, that's so good, Alexia.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
If you can,
Even though I have my tongue beaten, I am doing such a great job.
bitten, which is
Bitten.
actually a stop T, which we will get into in the next episode. So if you can say the phrases Little Italy and political party, you are good to go, my friends.
Political party. Little Italy.
Pretty good. Maybe we need a little bit more work on the E sound, but we will get to that. So one more example where we see this is with the R. So party, dirty, and a lot of times in the past, if you think about, let me think about the first word I'm thinking about is farted. Do you want to explain what that means?
Pum. É soltar pum. Mas é pior do que isso. É peidar.
É, mas no passado.
Não, eu peidei.
É.
Sim, mas não fui eu, não. Foi você.
Não, ninguém. Aqui. Foi os cachorros.
Isso com certeza.
But no one would say, oh, I just farted.
No.
That's so weird. You say
And
it
that's so... This is horrible to say as well.
okay. If
Correctly or incorrectly?
Incorrectly.
Incorrectly.
So if you want a nicer way to say soltar pum, when I was a little kid, my mom always said poot.
No. We saw during that show.
Okay, yeah. So there's a show called Freaks and Geeks.
It's so good.
I recommend everyone watch it. It's a great show. And there's an expression in English to cut the cheese.
Uh-huh. I like
Cortar
that.
o queijo. Quer dizer, soltar pum.
Uh-huh.
But when I was a little kid, my mom, instead of saying farted, because farted was a dirty word, so many flap T's, we would say poot.
How?
Poot.
What?
Poot.
Poot.
Yeah, so P-O-O-T. I'm really exaggerating the T so you understand. But think about pooted in the past.
Put it.
Yeah, I would always say like, my brother pooted. But I would never.
Is it a normal thing or only your mom?
No, everyone would understand that.
It
But
looks like you're saying pudding.
That's another good example, though. No one says Putin. We say Putin.
Pudding. Pudding.
Finally, a nice way to say soltar pum is past gas.
Past what?
Gas.
Do you want me to say the
Passar.
best of the gas?
No. Passar gasolina.
Ah.
Oh. You say pass gas, but we're really talking about gaseosa. I don't know why my lesson on the T's turned into
It
a
wasn't
lecture
me this
about
time.
farting.
You always complain that it's always me, and it wasn't me at all.
Damn it, Alexia.
Ah!
I don't know how this happened. It was my fault.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, we have the true T, we have the flap T. I would recommend just thinking about these, practicing with some examples like Little Italy, political party, then September, October, and just when you see a T or you hear a T in English, think about, is this a true T or is it a flap T? Or is it a silent T or is it a stop T? And we will talk about the silent T and the stop T in the next episode.
Yay. And I hope I'll be better.
Yes, Alexia will be better, and we will continue talking about T's and a lot of sounds this week because Sound School is coming out September 12th.
Next Wednesday.
Yes, next Wednesday. So if you're interested in really improving your English, learning this kind of real English, how we really speak, how we farted and pooted and all of this stuff, if you want to have some fun with us and really learn English at the same time, check out Sound School.
Okie dokie.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Hey guys, if you are still listening to the show, first, congratulations. That means that you are serious about improving your English. And if you're really serious and dedicated about your English, then you need to check out our completely new version of Sound School. It is a totally personalized pronunciation and speaking course that we have literally been working on for years. We are opening up the course on September 12th, and there are only 50 spots available because we work with everyone personally. If you like this show, Sound School will be perfect for you.
É exatamente isso que o Foster falou. Vamos abrir as inscrições para o nosso curso Sound School no dia 12 de setembro e é para quem quer levar a sério a pronúncia e o speaking. Mas como as vagas são limitadas, tem que correr. A gente trabalha com cada aluno pessoalmente e isso demanda muito da nossa atenção, tempo, dedicação, enfim. E é claro que a gente quer que vocês tenham a melhor experiência possível. É só entrar no nosso site www.inglesjaneiro.com e se inscrever tanto para receber as novidades quanto para saber mais sobre o curso e não perder essa super chance de fazer parte da família Inglês Janeiro. Espero te ver por lá.
And as always, keep up the good fight and lose well.